Well, more help is on the way now for small businesses looking for financial aid to try to weather this pandemic. The U.S. government is now rolling out the third installment of the Small Business Loan Program today, known as PPP, or Paycheck Protection Program. Officials say the $284 billion this time around will be able to meet the demand and hopefully will not run out. Joining us with more about this today is business strategist Kassar, the CEO and founder of Multifunding. That's a business loan advisory firm. Ami, thanks for being with us today. We know that a lot of businesses have been waiting for this to come. It is finally here. The question is, who can apply for this new installment of money?
Sure. So the first thing is that this is a little bit different than last time. If you got the first PPP and now you want another one, you have to demonstrate that your gross receipts are down either 25% one quarter in 2020 compared to 2019, or your total receipts in 2020 are down 25% compared to 2019. So it's a little bit more targeted. People have to prove that they've actually been hit by COVID.
And so it sounds like, too, that they're trying to target this to businesses maybe that hadn't already been able to dip into those previous pots of money.
Well, there is certainly, if you did not get your first round of PPP, there is a program that you can absolutely still go and apply. So the program is open for people who didn't get it the first time and people who need a second dip. But if you didn't get it the first time, you don't have to meet that 25% revenue reduction criteria.
Okay, so we know that applications are open now. So the question is this, just based upon what you've seen with the prior versions of this, how soon can somebody actually get in there and apply for one of these loans and then actually see the money?
Yeah, so that's really going to depend upon the bank or the lender that you go to, and all the banks and lenders are going to move with different speeds. What I recommend is that if you got a PPP the first time and you had a reasonable experience with your lender, it's probably a good idea and going to be easier to go back to that same lender because you'll be doing the forgiveness applications with the same lender and all your information will be the same lender. If you didn't do it or you had a bad experience, there are certainly plenty of lenders out there, especially in the fintech space, who will be offering second round PPP loans.
That's an interesting point. And I had heard from some businesses before that assumed that if they went with a larger bank that they would have a better chance, and so they skipped out perhaps on going through one of the smaller banks that they actually bank with, and then they found out in the end that those smaller banks in a lot of cases were able to process these things really fast. One other thing I wanted to get to here is there's some notable changes here in that these loans actually let you space the money out longer. Some businesses before had trouble paying off or paying out all of that money in the small amount of time they were given, and these loans will allow you to pay for more expenses other than just payroll.
Sure. So you can use them for the forgiveness amount between 8 and 24 weeks. That's your choice. You do have to use at least 60% of it for payroll. But for the non-payroll expenses, there are additional things such as if you require purchase protective equipment for your employees, if you're a restaurant and you add a drive-through capability, or you add protection systems in there, or any business. There are additional criteria that you can now add to the amount that will be forgiven.
Yeah, it seems like it has definitely evolved as they've been through this a couple of times now. Ami Kassar, the CEO and founder of Multifunding, thanks for being with us this afternoon. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Take care now.